Developing today, reports that then-President Donald Trump tried to meddle in Michigan during the 2020 election. According to a new report, Trump personally called 2 Republican members of the election board in Wayne County and allegedly pressured them to vote against certifying President Joe Biden's 2020 victory in the county. 7 Action News anchor Brian Abel breaks down what we know and what the Trump campaign is now saying in response.
Overnight, a new report in the Detroit News. The newspaper reporting that Trump personally called 2 Republican members of Detroit's county election board after he lost the 2020 election and pressured them to vote against certifying Joe Biden's legitimate victory.
There's a whistleblower that possesses the audio of these recordings.
The paper says it reviewed a recording of the call where Trump, they report, told the 2 board members, "We can't let these people take our country away from us," and where both he and Republican Party Chair Ronna McDaniel promised to get them attorneys if they went along with a demand to refuse to sign the certification. Reporter Craig Mauger.
The focus of the then president at the front of his mind, at the front of the mind of the chairwoman of the Republican National Committee, and the idea that they would not have mentioned what the canvassers had just done didn't seem to fit with everything that we had seen in social media posts and in public statements.
7 Action News has not independently confirmed the report, and the Detroit News has not released the audio of the reported call.
You know, we were able to go as far as we could possibly go working with this person and another individual for this story, and the decision on whether the recordings will be released will come down the road, I think.
The Trump campaign doesn't deny the reporting. A spokesperson telling 7 Action News that Trump's actions were taken in furtherance of his duty as president to ensure election integrity. Trump is already facing 4 federal charges for what special counsel Jack Smith called a conspiracy to overturn the legitimate results of the 2020 presidential election by using knowingly false claims of election fraud. The report, a very different story than what Monica Palmer told others in the room where the certification happened.
But when we did find out that they had spoken with the president, when I asked Monica Palmer, what did he talk about? Why did he call? She said to me that he just thanked them for their service.
Ken Locke calling the call an unprecedented act of interference.
The certifying the election was not about us determining anything. It's a ministerial duty here in Michigan, and there was nothing for us to decide. We've never had any interference from our party officials, Democrat or Republican, the Secretary of State, Governor, or anyone. Have we ever had to worry about them calling us and trying to weigh in on certifying an election?
It's unclear at the moment what this newly revealed audio means for the ongoing election interference investigations by special counsel Jack Smith or Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel. We did reach out to Monica Palmer for comment and are waiting to hear back. The other canvasser on the call, William Hartman, died in 2021. Brian Abel, 7 Action News.